Teachers are leader all day. They lead by example in the way they speak, act, and behave. Broadly speaking, the function of teacher is to help a student learn by imparting their knowledge to them and by setting up a situation in which a student can and will learn effectively. But teachers fill a complex set of roles, which vary from one society to another and from one educational level to another. Today's diverse workforce is reshaping what it means to achieve personal and professional success.
Organizational leadership is a management technique in which leaders assist in the establishment of strategic goals for the organization while inspiring members to complete tasks in support of those goals. Organizational leadership teaches aspiring leaders to engage their colleagues, enhancing their ability to keep them productive. Positive communication is one technique for leaders to motivate their workforce. Leadership is a critical management function that enables an organization to be directed for increased efficiency and goal achievement. Effective leaders clarify the organization's mission, motivate employees, and assist them to achieve it. Management is a set of ideas that applies to numerous responsibilities such as planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating that aid in the achievement of organization's objective.
In this slide, we will be discussing managers versus leaders. First, managers are administrators. Managers are administrator because they decide what it is to be done and when it is to be done. Managers plays an executive role in the organization. The manager looks after the management of the organization, whereas administrator is responsible for the administration of the organization. Management focuses on managing people and their work, while leaders are innovative. Innovative leadership is a style of leadership that involves applying innovation and creativity to managing people and projects. Innovative leaders often inspire productivity in new ways and through different approaches than have typically been used and taken. Second one, we have manager are work-focused while leaders are people-focused. These two simply defines as leader with different way of working. Manager are task-oriented while leaders are people-oriented. People-oriented leadership consider relationship and rapport to be vital and integral parts of managerial experience. The boundaries between a leader and subordinates are more clearly defined and communicated in task-oriented leadership, leading to less ambiguity and expectations. Managers have subordinates. The subordinates are the followers of managers in a purely management situation where transactions take place. The manager tells his/her subordinates which task to accomplish, and the subordinate does so because that's their job, while leaders have followers. The best followers make the best leaders because they view the people they lead as their equals. They value the contribution of each individual employee and their importance to achieving the end goals. Leaders need followers to know what is happening in the organization's industry or field of endeavor.
Leadership is focused on vision, motivation, the future, and teams and people in your school. Management provides systems and processes essential to smooth day-to-day running of school. Both leadership and management are essential for successful school development. School heads have various areas of responsibilities, including effective general management of the school, ensuring the provision of academic leadership, and the strategic vision and for the quality of the student experience. The school head must promote success for schools in challenging circumstances.
For successful leaders, Robert Katz identifies three critical skill sets: technical skills, human skills, and conceptual skills. While these three broad skill categories cover a wide range of capabilities. Each category describes how these skills interact with management at different levels. First is the technical skill. Technical skills are the broadest and most easily defined of CAT's three skill sets. A technical skill is defined as a learned capacity in almost any given field of work, study, or even a play. A technical skill for a leader might include a working understanding of a piece of equipment, the ability to coach the employee on its operation, as well as communicate to people the basic functions of a machinery. A quarterback on a football team, for example, must know how to plant his feet and position his arm for accuracy and distance, and these are both technical skills. A mechanic must be able to deconstruct and rebuild an engine, as well as use various machinery like lifts, computer scanning equipment, and so on. Nonetheless, for effective business processes to occur, all management disciplines necessitate a diverse set of skill sets. Second is the human skill. Human skills are related to the ability to work with people in the same way that technical skills are related to the ability to work with things. Human skills are interpersonal abilities that enable a leader to collaborate effectively with subordinates, peers, and superiors. It is the leader's ability to interact with others in such a way that the task at hand is completed successfully. As a result, leaders with higher level of interpersonal skills are better to adapt their own ideas to those of others, especially when doing so will help the organization achieve its goals more quickly and efficiently. These leaders are more sensitive and empathetic to what motivates others, create a trusting environment for their followers, and consider others' needs and motivations when deciding what to do in order to achieve organizational goals. Third is the conceptual skills. As a leader advances up the organizational ladder, he is expected to provide a strategic direction, create a vision, and motivate others to work hard to achieve the organization's goals. These are conceptual skills that enable the leader to consider and work with ideas. Leaders with higher levels of conceptual skills excel at thinking through the ideas that comprise an organization and its future vision. Moving on, we have the leadership styles. Leadership styles refers to the overall pattern of a leader's action as perceived by their employees. It embodies the leader's philosophy, abilities, and attitudes in action. It is necessary to research the various leadership styles so that an appropriate style can be chosen based on the situation at hand and the nature of the followers involved. First is the autocratic leadership. An autocratic leadership style, also known as authoritarian leadership, can be easily summarized by the command, "Do as you're told." Direction in autocratic leadership comes from the top, from a single figure who leads a company or team. An autocratic leader establishes a strategy, policies, procedures, and organizational direction, dictating everything to subordinates. Authoritarian leaders are not interested in collaboration with those in their sphere. They are rarely interested in feedback, and they prefer to have complete control and be in charge. Subordinates often look up to autocratic leaders for qualities such as decisiveness, self-confidence, and a steadfast, focused commitment to the goal. Second is the consultative leadership. Consultative leadership is a style of leadership that consults with others and ensures that everyone is involved in the process. It is more concerned with developing the ability to influence people than with controlling or dominating them. It is a type of leadership that truly works to benefit the people they lead. Consultative leadership consults with subordinates to determine what they believe is the best course of action, while they reserve the right and authority to make decisions. They do not go through this process alone. They are decidedly inclusive. This leadership style must be consistently visible and they must be mobile. Getting all brains in the game, as leadership guru Jack Welch puts it. Third is the participatory or democratic leadership. Participatory or democratic leaders decentralize power. It is distinguished by consultation with subordinates and their involvement in the formulation of plans and policies. He promotes or it promotes decision-making participation like the country Philippines. The fourth and the last one is the laissez-faire or free rein. Power and responsibility are avoided by free rein leaders. The laissez-faire or non-interfering leader delegated decision-making authority to his subordinates and took little initiative in administration. He provides no guidance and allows the group to set its own goals and solve its own problems. The leader has a minor role to play. His theory is that if each member of the group is left to his own devices, he will put forth his best effort and achieve the best results. The leader serves as the umpire. However, because there is no direction or control over the people, the organization is likely to flounder.
Situational leadership model. In situational leadership model, effective leaders adapt leadership style to the situation of the members of the organization. Using situational leadership, you can control all possible outcomes. Situational leadership means being able to control outcomes because you are able to effectively influence your organization in all directions, upwards, across, and down. You think proactively and consider how your subordinates will react. Second one is servant leadership. Servant leadership is a leadership style and philosophy whereby an individual interacts with others, either in a management or fellow employee capacity to achieve authority rather than power. A servant leader feels responsible for helping people learn and grow, feel purposefully motivated, energized, and contribute at their highest level. It's not about them, it is about your people. Servant leadership is about inspiring people to do noble work that calls forth the very best they to offer. Third one we have here, transformational leadership. It is defined as a leadership approach that causes change in individual and social system. In its ideal form, it creates valuable and positive change in the followers with the end goal of developing followers into leaders. Transformational leaders focus on transforming others to support each other and the organization as a whole. Followers of a transformational leader respond by feeling trust, admiration, loyalty, and respect for the leader and are more willing to work harder than originally expected. Lastly, we have here sustaining change. The proactive steps taken to enable transition from the current state to the future state with the goal of improvement that is sustained over time. For reform to transform, the innovations introduced by the transformational leader must be institutional and sustained, or else that innovation is simply a passing fad that loses its favor after a time. A proof that an innovation introduced has transformed the organization is that the result or effect of the change persists or ripples even when the transformative leader is gone or transferred.
In sustaining change, Murato of Bayan ABS-CBN of 2011 give us the advices. First, we have seek the support of the stakeholders. In order to press for any substantial change that will deliver results, leader must develop a strong coalition of supporters. Innovation cannot be forced upon teachers, students, parents, and the community without serious consequences. Kailangan mo syempre ng kapit to gain power para magawa mo yung mga dapat gawin sa tulong ng mga may posisyon. Makikipag-alyansa ka sa kanila para ma-achieve mo yung goal mo. Second, we have got people involved early and often. Resistance decreases as the number of participants increases. You should not expect complete support from anyone who was not directly involved in a change that impacted his or her job. It is preferable to create networks in order to reach as many individuals as possible. Halimbawa nito ay kailangan mo munang makuha yung loob nila para makuha mo yung oo nila. Third, we have the Plan A communication campaign to sell the Innovation Murata 2011 Assists. To gain the approval of significant stakeholders, the proposed change must cascade downwards to the last lesson plan and ripple sidewards. Dito naman sa pangatlo, kailangan dapat mabenta mo sa kanila yung ideya mo about sa change o pagbabago na gagawin mo. Fourth, ensure that everyone understands the innovation. The benefits and costs must be appreciated and carefully weighed. Make sure na yung ideya mo is understood or naiintindihan ng lahat, and make sure na yung point mo or yung gusto mong iparating sa kanila ay dapat clear o nauunawaan nila. And lastly, consider timing and pacing. These are extremely important. For example, sa paggawa ng isang activities or isang innovasyon, we need more time or enough time para gawin ito ng maayos, kasi kapag hindi natin nagawa ito ng maayos or nirush natin yung paggawa natin nito, maaaring magresulta ito ng di maganda o di kaya mistakes could backfire, and a lack of sensitivity to stakeholders could result in fighting. Therefore, it is important to consider timing and pacing. I hope you learned valuable insight in this video. Thank you and have a great day, everyone.